All right, welcome to JCCR Racing, where we're taking on a few tracks with Philness GT over at Philness Games, and we've got a day for you. It's all about YouTubers versus subscribers, and really the goal is to learn and grow, to race and prosper. That is the way. Race and prosper. That is the way, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to learn and grow together as a community, so join in. Hit like, subscribe, turn bell notifications on so you're in this sim racing community. If you want some real world car reviews, like on the Bronco that I just did, check out Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. Just did a little Bronco video. So you can check out a real car video, real car reviews, such as the one I just did on the Bronco, over at Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. And let me just get into the live chat myself so I don't miss a thing here. It won't be long at all. Here we go. We're about to get it on. Today's going to be all about making safe choices, getting faster, and having fun with friends. And if having fun with friends sounds good to you, do join the channel, join the live streams where we do take on much better racers. We learn from much better racers. We don't attack. We're here to learn and grow, which I think Super Doofus would say we're gonna race long and we're gonna prosper. So that's what we do here. We race long, we're perseverant, and through perseverance and dedication, we increase our skill and talent. So we're gonna be having a little fun today. And if that sounds good to you folks, make sure you are subscribed. Now, I gotta say cheers. Philness is over on his channel, doing the Italian accent, absolutely loving it. And I'm here drinking the coffee. It's partially Italian. It's an espresso added to coffee, so it's coffee extra. And let's get the brake balance here down to -1 on the Porsche 911 because it can handle it with that. The game's labeling it as a mid-engine, but the 911 in the real world is completely rear engine vehicle. I know we had two, now we're down to only one. Yes, tough times are tough. No, actually times are kind of ridiculous when 4 steaks cost $100. So you think if you make $200 a day after taxes, you're left with about $100. So how much money is left for steaks? Yeah, it takes an entire day's work to buy steaks for you, and if you got 2 teenage boys, they're gonna want to eat a steak each. So things have gotten out of hand here in Canada. But let's see if we can not have things get out of hand here on the track today. So that's a section one we nailed just right. We're going to, that would have been deadly if it wasn't for ghosting. And yes, weekly races, I've been going on about it. How last week they're so unbelievably broken. Well, they're starting to get fixed. The ghosting is good, makes sense. The penalties aren't as ridiculous as they were last week. This week's lobbies at Maguire, a whole lot better. And we need to get the radar on. Ooh, lots of bumping up ahead, so we're just gonna lurk in the back here and just take the positions with JCCR Philness. We're gonna do a little lurking. Oh boy. Had to go real slow through there to avoid an accident. JCCR Philness must just be thinking, wow, that Johnny's going slow. But no, I'm doing a whole lot of excessive braking because that is an absolute crash zone. So we're going to be using a handful of basic race tips, racing strategy or techniques to, do some pretty decent runs on tracks that we don't pre-practice before the race. So here we're going to be using the whole track. We're going to start from the outside, start at the Candy's general rule of thumb, good place to start braking. And then on throttle, as soon as we get to about the middle of the apex, traction control on 2, which is a little highly controversial, very much disliked trick, but you know what? A lot of race cars still have a little bit, some race cars still have a little bit of traction control, and it does prevent from getting a little too heavy into the accelerator coming out of a turn. It also helps when people hit you to stay under. Ooh, control. Really had to let go there of the pedal to avoid an accident. Oh, and we get the swappy. We did not handle well being behind that Swedish driver. Our speeds were different. It sent us off the regular line, and that's one thing. Sometimes it's just not worth following that closely. It's kind of leave yourself a little bit of distance or do a quick fast pass situation. Four laps, love this track, but you gotta keep it between the navigational beacons. Just like a day of voting, if you have any beverages, make sure it's not so many that you can't keep it between the navigational beacons anymore. Always better to have no beverages if you're the captain. Only beverages we'll be having here is a nice cup of coffee. Oh, Crispy had a controller die situation on track. Check out your equipment before use. That's what I'm going to be learning to do as I do a little clay shooting. Possibly tomorrow. I'll make sure my equipment for clay shooting is good and safe prior to use. El Flaco, we are coming in hot, buddy. Another 911 enthusiast. So just lay off, either drive through full throttle there or lay off. A little extra braking here because of the speed difference. Always better to not bump and grind. This isn't the dance club here. No bumping and grinding required or recommended. Looking for the opening here. We got a little bit of a speed difference, so I keep laying off the pedal when I don't really want to lay off the pedal. But a collision could cost us both the race. Get on the throttle once we get to about the middle of the apex, or in this case I've got the markers set up so you can see where we should be going back on the throttle. Oh, he's really in the wrong spot there. Not bad though. On his part, he came in wide and kind of would have driven into us if we didn't hit the brakes. So normally I would never brake in that section. You know, with the 1.5 second penalty though, he knows he's going to be horrifically passed. So instead of defending though, I think the gentleman thing would have been to just let me by instead of coming on the apex. He probably didn't see me. Well, if he's running this camera view, this is not the most proficient camera view. It's actually not all that efficient, but it is efficient for real world practice. This is more or less what you see when you drive a car with the helmet on. Alright, so complete outside. If we use the complete outside, we can get through here without letting off the throttle. Get to the apex, back on the throttle. So apex, that's the inside candy cane striping of the track. That's when we get back on throttle. Full throttle, pedal to the metal all through here. If we're getting our apexes, and if we're not hitting the apexes, well then you might have to let off the throttle, and if you're way off, you might have to brake as well. Just before the 100. Brake into the apex, get there, and back on throttle. Pedal to the metal all through here. Go through here in fourth. There, finally got to go through there much more efficiently. Love another try on this one. There we go. Cheers, we'll do better next time. All right. Yummy, yummy. Normally, don't do coffee during the week anymore, but I'll save it for the weekend. Because when you wake up, if you have coffee right when you wake up, well, melatonin, a little chemical in your body, when you get less light into your eyes, or no light, ideally at night before going to bed, you'll have no light on the eyes. Certainly not LED lights. So if you just have kind of natural lighting or candle lighting, you'll get real sleepy. Then your body starts to produce the chemical to put you to sleep. But when you wake up, that chemical's still in your system. And if you drink coffee right when you wake up, all your receptors close up, and then those chemicals to put you to sleep are still floating around in the body. They're still in there. And, 4 to 8 hours later, your receptors are going to open up. Probably if you have your coffee at 7, around 1 or 2 in the afternoon, your coffee's going to wear off, and those receptors are going to wake up. You're going to feel super tired because you never burnt off the chemical in your system that puts you to sleep. So the best thing is actually no coffee, or to wait 2 to 3 hours so you burn off that, especially if you exercise in the morning. Excellent way to burn off that chemical that puts you to sleep, and then have your coffee. Otherwise, people get into I'm tired, it's 1 or 2 in the afternoon, I'll have a coffee. Then, oh my goodness, it's 7 o'clock, I'm still tired, I'll have a little nightcap. And then you're just unbelievably difficult to fall asleep, especially if you're using screens that put light into your eyes. All right, that was fun, but for whatever reason, I just got booted. Very odd. Phil, don't boot me. It's called JCCR lobbies. We are all JCCR, but don't boot the maybe the worst driver on the team, but the OG. All right, let's see. Spa. 911's not bad at Spa. Make sure we got our right tires on. Now the last race, and even this race, I think the AMG is a good choice. The BMW M6 is an amazing choice. Toyota Supra, great all around, top performer across pretty much all the tracks. But I believe in consistency, so I think, hey, Philip Chang, good day. We are well. Howdy, friend. Welcome to the channel. Here at the channel, as you may already know, we're all about learning and growing as a community, making friends, car talk, and it can be real world car talk or cars in the game, because we also have the sister channel, Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, where I like to say I've owned over 80 vehicles, because, well, I've been saying that for like 3 years, so I've owned well over 80 vehicles. We've driven so many vehicles because we take a lot of vehicles on trade, and I don't shy away taking a vehicle on trade to go take it for a little few-minute test. I don't film those, little 4 or 5 minute tests, but I like to know what's going on in the automobile world, and we do track talk while having a great community, which is family friendly and friend supported. So we support each other, we don't attack each other, we discuss the topic, we don't diss each other. And if hanging out in a community like that, making friends, learning, and I'm the one that probably needs to learn the most, but we're all here to learn and grow together. We're here to coach each other, give each other tips and tricks. If that sounds good, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn bell notifications on. Now, we were an E driver. For a while, we were at the top of C, almost got into B because it's a track I knew. I don't know a lot of the tracks, and I certainly haven't memorized all these tracks. So, interestingly enough, you got to see me go from E, hopefully all the way to A. Should at least be able to get into B. We weren't that far off recently. And we're going to want to be racing with that radar on, because the last race wasn't that clean. It was cleanish, but yeah, we saw some bumping and grinding. People thought they're up in the club. So let's put the pedal to the metal and get down to business. Oh, 15 drivers, but, it's practice, so we don't know yet how many laps it is. We'll start on the softs anyways. If I go too much over that curb, it's gonna spit me out. I like to call that curb up to Grandma's house. You got the little white house up at the top, and people race up there and push and shove each other for Grandma's cookies. Lots of accidents will happen and time penalties there. That was a good practice. Hopefully we do that lap 1 without getting pushed or attacked. Saved my coffee. I've been up for about 2 hours now. 3 hours. 3 hours, so good time to have the coffee. Make sure the brake balance is... No, it was not. So double check your brake balance, folks, when you get into a race. You might be unpleasantly surprised. Starting in 11th. I'm a D driver, and I'm getting started in 11th. That's a little rough here. So probably the worst rating out of the lobby and starting at the back. Let's see what we can do against racers that are a lot better than us. Check the radar before I made that major crossover. So big tip, if you're going to use the whole track online or even against AI, but mostly online, check your radar, because that's a place we could have had our rear panel pushed and been completely spun out. Now let's see what the slipstream is like. I think I went through there a little faster than Dalgard. Let's see how much the slipstream can help us out here. At the top of the candies, we're going to need to brake. He did the same. That is great. Oh, and he got a pass. Beautiful pass. Wow, no contact. Very difficult pass to pull off. And I think I'm going to maybe do the same here. Oh, we don't have enough track to get the pass in. We're going to go on the defensive inside. Well, not defensive. Attack inside, I should say. Offensive inside line. Very offensive. But no contact was made. I'm a good boy. Trying to race clean. We want to race clean and prosper. Borrow upon Super Doofus's wonderful slogans. You can catch Super Doofus's channel on YouTube as well as Villainous GT. If you haven't already subscribed to them, they are great guys, great racers. Also building community like we do here, where it's all about learning and growing together and doing tricks. For me, it's specifically about taking the tricks from A drivers, the techniques, and seeing what works for a non-A driver. Because some of their techniques are A driver only, I'd say. Like saying to, you know, put it on traction control 0 right from the start. A lot of people get discouraged and maybe throw the controller at the screen. A little rage quitting, a permanent rage quitting could occur. So I'm still driving on traction control too, and I'm having an incredible amount of fun because, yes, I will slide out or spin out sometimes, but it's rare. Gives me time to learn the tracks. And it's like breaking in a new pair of cowboy boots or any shoe that's made of leather. You don't, unless they're very loose fitting, which they shouldn't be. Oh, we got someone who dived on the inside. That's fine, but that made it so that we did a lot more braking. I really don't mind dive passes like that. I don't think it's dirty driving unless while dive passing you hit the person. There we go, not too bad. Could have done that a little faster. We can see that by Racer here passing. That's fine. Tiger Prime X here is going to give us some slipstream. He clearly doesn't want us to have that benefit, so that's why he's staying on the outside probably. Just a little throttle in there, now full throttle, because we know we caught the apex. If you catch the apex, you can pretty much always full throttle come to, the middle of the apex mark, or that marker. Oh no, this is bad for the 911. The 911 catches, it's not like the Skyline, the GTR. The 911 catches any off track, you're gone. And that caused us some problems. I spun out and it caused a little traffic. Oof. I don't know what that was about, because that was a deliberate hit, whereas he just wasn't able to avoid my wreck. Not avoiding someone's wreck can be, well, it takes a lot of skill to avoid wreck, but I was wrecked for I was already off the track for quite a while. People were a ways behind me, so it wasn't much of a surprise, I think, to anyone there. They just had to avoid. So he went for the retaliation. Very deliberate retaliation for not being able to avoid a wreck. So I think he needs to be more mad at himself than at others. And we got the British Tate coming in with a 221. Through there, 5th gear, flat out, quick little 6th. Between the 100 and the 150. Get down to braking, let go of the brakes so we can go through there. Oh wow, Tiger Prime X that had flown by us now has the fastest lap. And we've got Dalgard up ahead of us. No need to let go of the throttle there, but I did. Oh, you might want to come hit us. No, okay, I thought maybe he was holding back. Not going full throttle because he was looking for some back of the pack Call of Duty Warzone action. Went through that section beautifully, if I may say so myself. And comment, what car would you use here at Spa? Let's do a little car track talk. Quick little braking there, and I should have done that in second though. Should have in second slightly tapped the brakes. Should not have been in first. Circuit de Spa. Love this track, but often a battle zone. It's a narrow track. At least there's no immediate wall like Bathurst. Love Bathurst when the racing is clean. But when is racing clean at Bathurst? Let's see what kind of time we can make on our second last lap here. There, finally getting better on that last turn. I've struggled with that almost every time I've raced here, but that brings us down to 222, so not bad, because the 218 is probably an A racer. We'll see that in just a moment, people's ratings. So we're probably the lowest rated driver out of the entire lobby here, but we're still, if it wasn't for the crash, we'd still be doing some pretty decent racing, middle of the pack racing. Ooh, that was poorly deployed. Nonetheless, deploy that like button, help grow our community so we have more racers, more tips and tricks coming in. But you want to go through that section flat out, foot to the floor, but you also don't want to crash it, and I saw that if I kept the foot to the floor, I would go slide over the lines. Really got to make sure you don't eat going up to grandma's house, not eat up too much of that. Not the first apex at the bottom of the hill, but the mid-hill apex. The right side. Because if you do, it'll shoot you out over the left side and you'll pick up a time penalty. Back on the track just in time. There, getting faster through that section. And like any, whether it's a hobby, a sport, new career endeavor, business adventure you're taking on, it's not about expecting to be perfect at first and then just giving up because you've discouraged yourself. It's about focusing on continual growth and learning. And that's what we're doing here at the channel. continual growth and learning I would have loved to have seen. Hopefully, I don't think we'll be able to cross the line. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's going to be... We will not get to cross the line. This end of race timer is a little low unless you're, you know, really... I guess you have to be middle of the pack. Because this, I think, would have been a decent lap time here. Real decent. Pooch then, thinking I wouldn't have enough time. Oh, it hadn't pooched then. We cost ourselves about a second or two not nailing the second last corner, but still a 222. So probably would have been about 220, 221. Not too bad. Let's see what we're racing up against. And we got our ticket for driving enough in the day. Yeah, so Tiger Prime X that we're behind for a little bit is an A+ driver. So interesting. And there's one driver who's slower, possibly slower than us, because some people just don't do online racing. So once they go in the lobbies, they're at an E rating or they have extra accounts. So you got Crispy there with an E rating, Momo Quebec with a D, but the rest we're all looking at B, C, A, and A+ drivers. So interesting there. And hopefully we don't get kicked out this time. Still at -1, good. But yeah, if you don't want to get spun out on this track from grass, go with a Supra. That's a great choice. It's, the GTR, I called it the Skyline, I'm sorry, it's not a Skyline, it's the Nissan GTR. BMW M6 is pretty solid, but not as solid as the Toyota Supra or the GTR, the Nissan GTR. So you can run over this one. You don't want to cover too much of that one. See, I didn't even get the apex, and I'm able to go through foot flat out. That's also because we didn't have as much speed had we been, you know, coming off the straight, properly coming off the straightaway. So at higher speeds, we do need to catch that. Run over that apex more to be able to get back on throttle earlier. Braking at the top of the candies. If you're not sure about the race, that's always sometimes you have to brake earlier, but generally it's a good starting point. Anyways, if you brake too late, you'll know fast enough. Super Doofus, I wish we were racing together as well, but we'll have to maybe do a night lobby one night that let's say we have a poorly set up online race, if that happens this week. If that happens this week, then you know what we're going to do? We're going to set up a lobby and we're going to race together, Super Doofus. Oh, I love these Porsche 911s. I prefer, you know what's wild? Over on Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, we've got over on Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, we have a Shelby GT350. At Porsche 911, we had a second Porsche 911, but we sold it to help pay off the Shelby GT350. And we have a 2017 red black stripe. Check it out. We also have a 1991 Toyota MR2 on its 4th engine. And, oh, JCCR Ronan saying, God bless and peace be with you. Wonderful. God bless you as well, JCCR Ronan. Thank you very much, and Godspeed, everybody. Let's get the pedal to the metal. Let's do some fast driving, and let's see where the next race is going to take us. But we've got those interesting cars over on Johnny's Car Care and Review, so check that out on also on YouTube. But here's the thing. Kind of hard to say this, but I love driving my Porsche 911 because of how it feels in the turns. Doesn't feel so great accelerating. Well, it feels great, but not as great as the Shelby GT350. The Shelby GT350 feels very good in the turns. It is a track-focused car. It feels great over the bumps. It's more fun to drive for a long period of times because the suspension is oddly racier, but also you've got, you know, active suspension that you can play around with. You can be in normal mode or sport racetrack mode. So it has Magna Ride suspension. It's incredible, but nothing feels quite as good as going through a turn as with a Porsche 911. It's just, mwah, it's just wonderful. It is the the link to my Zelda, or the Peach to my Mario. It's just absolutely fantastic. Now let's see what we can do here. We've got our tires set up. A little double check, we're all good there. Things to check before a race, and let's see, what are we racing against? Well, we're racing against 1 or 2 D's, some B's, A. Racing against some B's, some E's, B's, A plus, A, B, and C. So we're going to be one of the slowest racers, but let's see what we can do. Hopefully, Philness will put us near the top, being one of the slowest racers. If not, well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do, being one of the slowest racers and starting at the back of the pack. I think if we don't get pushed off or catch any grass, I think we can still do pretty decently just by racing safe and smart, avoiding trouble. And if we nail our turns like that, we'll be going quickly. We'll be moving and getting some decent results. Philness making it a little harder for the YouTubers to beat the subscribers if he's allowing the slower drivers like myself and starting us off in like 10th or 12th. But let's see where we pole here. Well, pole, there's no pole, but let's see where we position on the grid. Ate a little accident there off camera, I guess, once the screen went black. Get a little race juice in. Nice coffee made from my Italian machine with some coconut oil and butter. Get the brake balance to -1, get the radar on, 2 crucial elements. Now let's try to use the whole track unless someone is close behind us, because that's just setting ourselves up to get speared. And we're starting in 8th, not bad, I can live with this. McGappin, I feel, might be kind of quick. At least with that name, he better be quick. Oh, good. No chaos turn 1. There's some respect between the subscribers and the YouTube. I get pushed. Completely pushed off. Completely dirty, dirty, dirty. This is almost as bad. Philness, you got people in here that are almost as bad or as bad as the online racers. Because we got pushed off the track. Or an attempted push off the track, and the car behind us was just like, no, I'm full plowing into this. So when I do the lobbies, Philness, I try to remark these things and push out the people that just don't belong here, because instead of clean race driving, if they're all about getting down and dirty, I ask them to go play Warzone. I give them the open invitation to go play with themselves in Warzone. Or play with others in Warzone, but just not us. So let's see what we can do. We got 4 laps to try to climb back with about a 20-second disadvantage from that push off. All right. Got to hold 5th here. Not worth getting into 6th. And once we get to the apex, back on throttle, because we got that, we hit that apex nice and properly. Pedal to the metal through here. Smooth driving looks slow, but I'm finding out that smooth driving is often giving better results than just smashy on the brake and the gas. Sometimes coasting is also a nice option. Brake right up to the apex. A little coasting here. Lots of space there. So that is one section that looks like you have to go through really slowly, but it's deceiving because you can go off the track quite a bit there. So you got to actually go through a lot quicker than one would naturally suspect. Same thing with there, lots of off-track space before you get into the grass and into some real trouble. Coast through here, back on throttle when we're about at the middle of the apex. In third, I was earlier making mistakes, thinking I needed to brake more and like get down into second. There we go. Full throttle down once we get to the apex of that section, and no one's behind us, so we can use the whole track and just try to catch up, but awfully hard when we got a 20-second disadvantage from the start. From those that race the lobbies like they're online racers. Online, in case you haven't raced online, it is notoriously dirty. It's very murky water. And I think lobbies, in my mind, is more about some crystal clear driving. 2 minutes. 8, good. 2 minutes, point 8. That is not bad. Certainly not lightning fast, but it's not slow. It's pretty mid. Pretty mid. First, used it only for rotation, and that's more the proper use of that turn. Lap 1 and 2 I didn't get that at all. Oh, Grunzel got spun out and he's like, I'm just gonna sit here. Probably got pushed on that one. Have to check the replay to know for sure. There we go, we're climbing, closing up the gap. And the gap is again closing, so we're going to be in hopefully a passing position if we continue at this pace. Try to hold up the pace without pushing so hard that we go off track. Always the key, the happy balance. Finding that balance is key. Here we go. Will we be closing the gap? I'm not sure if there's any slipstream. No slipstream, it would appear. Oh boy, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go eat wall because I did not want to destroy this poor driver. I think that's the real way to race. You don't use other cars as your break point just because you don't know the track or because you want to take people out as you climb up. Got a nice little drive, a good competitor with the car in front of us. Nice challenge, just right. Let's see if in this final lap we can get the pass in. Use up the whole track here. Let's go get to the limits. this is fun. I like the YouTubers versus subscriber races. Lap 1 was not fun, dirty as heck. But this back and forth racing is where the sportsmanship and the craftsmanship of racing, what it all boils down to, and where it should be every race. But some people focus too much on position. I like to focus on the quality of the racing. This is where it gets fun. Like, I just double brake to avoid an accident. Easily could have pushed them off track, but that's not racing. That's Warzone. That's Call of Duty. Wrong game. Wrong game and wrong practice of the wrong sport. You gotta earn your pass. Like here, end of the straightaway, I had it, but the race is over, so he has it. But still good to know that I was able to improve. His driving helped me be a better racer because it got me out of the habit of playing it safe and it pushed me more to the limits. That's what racing is about. It's like a game of, kind of like a game of tennis where you're playing with a friend, and it's not so much about who wins, it's about increasing your skill level, pushing you outside of your comfort zone. Always good to race behind someone who's just slightly better than you. I'm just gonna write not clean racing on lap 1. MGB saying, at Crispy, I'm sorry. Crispy wanting for Brands Hatch. Ugh. I don't want to drive something that I can easily drive in the real world. I want to drive my dream vehicles, the cars that motivate me to work harder, increase my knowledge, and my, how do you say it, increase my skill set and my knowledge to get a rare skill set and apply that skill set into the workforce, make more money, get a little motivation to be able to say, you know what, I want to get to the point where I've invested properly in myself and then invested properly into the market or into real estate or a mix of both so that I can buy a Porsche 911. Ideally, you want to get your, hopefully you want to motivate yourself and want the things in life that you don't just put on financing, but you can say that, hey, you know what, I want to be able to buy myself a dream something every year from improving on myself and from my efforts put in during the year. And it's nice when you can get down to investments and have a return on investments and you're like, okay, well, with my return on investments this year, I've got, $70,000. Ideally, you reinvest that into the market and real estate, but it's also nice knowing that, hey, every year I could buy myself a decent little sports car, a Toyota Supra or a Mustang GT, or maybe a Miata if that's your thing. And Crispy lives near this track. Very cool. Good for you, Crispy. And Go Cry You Noob, it says he's a beginner. Yeah, I have trouble believing that if it's Go Cry You Noob. If you're a noob, you probably would not write that. So, sorry there, Go Cry You Noob. Having trouble believing that you're a beginner. And we got Tate here, A driver. Oh, some D's. I'd like to see these guys ahead of me. GRT Senko, that'd be great seeing you ahead of me. But would like to be a little mid to top of the poll because Crispy is not slow. Crispy just does an online race. This guy's fast. What is this track? Oh my goodness, I don't even know what this track is. Let's, I guess, go practice. Gotta reset that. Reset our brake balance. And let's go find out what is this track. I don't know if I've ever raced it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I remember this race was used maybe 2 months ago. I did 2 laps on it, and I was like, no, not for me. But let's see if we can handle it with next to no experience, just by using basic race techniques. Watch those little gear suggesters at the bottom. When you don't know a track very well, having a car that has great acceleration and great braking is pretty crucial. Or having a car that can handle going out. So I'd say Nissan GTR, probably a great starter car. You can get a little grass, a little off the apex. It'll survive some hits from other cars. Not great. I'm here with the 911 on a track I have no idea, starting in 11th, so let's not, we can pray for good results here, but let's not waste our prayers here. It's going to be a tough one. Taking the RSR Porsche 911 out for a spin. Tried on the Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, I tried painting or clear coating the front bumper on our Porsche 911. You can see the results. A little under $100 fix. Always trying to save money. Looks like the rest of the pack knows what they're doing here, so we're not seeing a whole lot of spin outs. Well, this track is interesting. I guess once you get the hang of it, it can be a lot of fun. It's a lot of turn after turn action. Film has given us the bump push earlier, which is amazing. Appreciate it. Okay, so I like the turns on this. I like the up-down hills. It's kind of like a super mini baby Nürburgring. Oh, this is cool. This is very, very cool as a track. Ooh, I was super slow through there because I have no idea what the next turn is. Should have the map on. It'd be more important probably for me than the super slow through there. People behind must be a little frustrated, like, what's this guy doing in 7th? Pretty happy that I'm in 7th right now, not knowing the track. Definitely can't push any of these corners to the limits. Don't know what is to come. Just grab that little gear suggester at the bottom. You give me an idea. Oh, not bad. We're only 5 seconds, 5.5, almost 6 seconds off Gruntle in front of us. Gruntle's a great driver. Very interesting liveries. Ooh, slow through there. 1 gear above what was suggested, so I took a little risk there. A little slow back on the throttle since I missed the apex, so if we want to get faster, we're gonna have to catch these apexes here so we can slam down the throttle, pedal to the metal. Full speed action here on Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn bell notifications on to join a community that is all about learning and growing and trying to race clean and prosper. Talk, we get down to the car talk, the track talk, and we build community and friendship here. No one's left behind. That, well, at least it's the goal. No one's left behind, even if they're racing at the back of the pack. Oh, we got a shark behind us, I see, or a dinosaur. I see the teeth in the rearview mirror. Ooh, 0.7 seconds behind. So that's close. We got action real close, quite close behind us. Oh, okay, that's a fast speed turn. So now I'm just causing traffic on the track. Oh my goodness, no need for that. Took a big hit. No penalty though. I'd like to see penalties. Really would like to see penalties. Because, oh, it's Jay Rizzo too. He must have done that accidentally. I guess that can be a race strategy. Give someone a little punt, not so that they crash, but just a little punt. And it unnerved me, so that's where I laid off the throttle and went off track on my own. Buckled under the pressure. Ooh, lots of extra track hidden after those candy canes. Same here, good areas to push. For speed, we'll have to push those sections. Drive uphill, throttle down when we catch those apexes. Yeah, lost a lot of time last lap because we didn't drive through there quick enough. But yeah, we got to watch out. We're in the 911, so watch out for those off-track sections. They'll completely throw the car off track, like Philness just lived the experience of catching just a little bit of the outside in here. You just threw him off the track. And there we go. I think we got 8. Not too bad. Not too bad for a D driver. Not too bad at all. So there you go. There's the proof. You can be a slow driver. You can still pick up clean racing bonuses and still do well against much better drivers just by clean driving and using about 5 to 10 of the techniques that we regularly talk about here on Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. Sorry, that's the sister channel where the real world cars are. But for sim racing, it's JCCR Racing. My goodness, I think I've had enough coffee that I'm going to start the coffee sweats. Ooh, starting to feel a little weak in the stomach here. And let's see, what will the next race be? And I believe in consistency and safe driving, and the best way to do that is to be really solid with 1 or 2 cars, max 3, unless you're an A driver and you've had the time and hours, the hundreds of hours pumped into the game. But if you don't have hundreds of hours of experience underneath your belt, you're probably going to want to get real good with 1 or 2 cars, max 3. I actually liked this track. It was cool. So JCCR Ronan not liking it at all. I found it quite interesting. It's a baby Nuremberg ring. And I'm going to write baby Nuremberg because consistency, know 1 or 2 cars really well. Me likey. All right, let's see what the next race is. Oh, it's the Brands Hatch Grand Prix Circuit. Right on. Is that what we just drove? Interesting enough. All right, we're going to start in 14th. That is painful. Come on, Philness. What are you doing to us? One of the slowest drivers, and you're putting us all the way in the back. Cruelty, cruelty, cruelty. Even putting me behind you, Philness, and you're an A driver. Okay, well, let's see how it turns out. Slowest driver on the track, or one of them, will we stay in last, or will we last pass. Not sure what's going on. Okay, so it is this. Okay, what is this? Is this what we just raced? I guess let's find out here. Yes, it is. All right, very cool. Nice little mini green HE double hockey sticks. Oh, someone has joined the John Deere racing team because they're out there mowing the lawn. Pretty hardcore lawn mowing. Who knows? Maybe they got speared into that stratosphere. We're just going to put the pedal to the metal, pick up the position. 2 up from the bottom. Okay, we need to actually fly through that section. It's intimidating, but we'll have to put on our big boy pants, try to close up the gap with the cars up ahead. Oh, not good if we catch any of that sand. The 911 will completely lose control. Oh, we got pushed off there and pushed again. That is what dive bombing would be. It'd be to dive into the corner and then make contact with the other car to keep yourself from going off. And that was in the process of being a really good pass from both cars. Good avoidance on their part. This will be nice, a little back and forth. And he used more of the track, so that means probably went through there faster and will open up the gap between us. He's gonna start flying down. Looks like he's used to the track and has a bit more track knowledge using the full track. Let's see if we can at least get in a position where we're putting a little bit of pressure on him, so he'll defend the turns, meaning he'll drive on the inside, he'll go through the turn a little slower. We'll have the advantage of having no one behind us, so we can use the whole track. That would be the race strategy that I would deploy, if I can get close enough. Push it a lot faster because there's a lot of off track there. Car behind us is Gruntle. Ooh, Gruntle is a fast driver. Not much margin for error on this track, a lot like the green HE double hockey stick at the Nürburgring. Ignored yellow flag, oh come on. That is a garbage penalty. The car was pretty much off track, so how am I not supposed to pass a car that's off track? Just completely brake? Absolute garbage penalty. It's too bad too, because we're in 7th now. And that will put us, 3 seconds will put us pretty much in last. Very nice driving by the car beside us. Philness, very clean driving there. And we made sure we gave him the space. Oh, it's Gruntle also with a 3 second. I guess we both did a yellow pass. So here, if we pass Crispy, what, are we going to get another 3 seconds? Come on, let's do it. Give me another BS penalty, GT7. Why not? Okay, good. It did not get, he was ghosted. Like, no need for a no yellow penalty on a yellow flag if car is going to be ghosted. Oh, shame on the cars behind us. That was a Crispy gave us a hit there, and it sent us off track. So Crispy, no desire to actually race, just wants to pass people by knocking them out. Call of Duty racing, it's a style, I guess. It works for him. And no reason to push us off. He's going to get the pass. You can see that we have a 3 second penalty. Oh, Crispy, desperate for that 6th position. But if he's actually, I doubt he's actually an E-driver. I think he probably just has a backup account and uses it in these lobbies to maybe get that pity. Oh, we'll put him in last place. He's a poor E-driver. Or maybe I'm completely wrong. He completely is a new driver and accidentally hit us off track. Either way, it's just a race, and we're here to have fun. And that is a fun race. Very, very fun race. Oh, Crispy probably is new, because he's saying, at JCCR, Philness, so sorry. So it looks like that was accidental. Let's see, are we going to get started up in last for our last race of the day? Yeah, Ronan, it's not, it's a special track. It's small air and you're gone. Spin out, just like the Nürburgring. So it's an interesting race. I can't say I hate it. I can't say I love it. I can say that I find it very, very technical. It's very little room for error, which is, I find interesting. Deep Forest, okay, Deep Forest. People love it. I'm slow at it. I'd love to start in, let's say, top 5, because if I get started in last, well, I'm not sure we're gonna. Well, last race we would have finished what, 6th or 7th, but we got hit, we got attacked there. So yeah, we got hit out of 6th or 7th place by Crispy. That is certainly a track that is very technical and penalizes you if you get hit. All right, so let's get a little practice in, I guess. It up the little practice run. So not bad when you start in last and hang out in 7th for a while. So good, just using basic techniques, even though we were one of the slowest racers on that track, no track experience. And one of the slowest drivers, but you can still have a lot of fun and actually do pretty decently with little experience. Being one of the slower drivers, just by driving clean, safe, and smart. Because a lot of people won't, and they'll hit themselves out of the track or push too hard and spin themselves out. Just having your partial attention on the bottom of the screen with the gear suggester and little brake warning can really help get onto tracks and perform half decently without that much track knowledge. Forest, fan favorite. I like it quite a bit. I'm just not very fast. Reverse, I'm horrible, but this direction, not so bad. The standard. And that was smooth. So if we can be smooth, avoid accidents and crashes, we'll probably do half decently here for our last race of the day. Saturday mornings I race while the little one is taking their morning nap. Ooh, there we go. Using the whole track. Rule of thumb, that means we're going quickly. Didn't need to brake there, should not have braked there. But here, a little braking never hurts. Coast through there. Yeah, Crispy, good to know, Ronan, that Crispy wasn't just aggressive with me, that he was aggressive with you. In my lobby, that would be Crispy would probably get booted and sent off to play with himself over in Call of Duty, or play with others in Call of Duty. Alright, so that was the wrong time to start accelerating. That would probably be a time penalty on line racing. And here we don't know if there'll be time penalties or not. Yeah, this is gonna be should be a good race, a real good race. Oh, and we got dive bomb. Now that, folks, is a real dive bomb. And look at the radar. He just killed himself. So, dive bomb, if you know how to do it. Don't try to steal the corner if you are just at that experience level where stealing a corner means you drive right into the other car and hope to bounce off in the right direction, because part of the time you're just going to destroy yourself. Glad to be starting in second here, though, because I am one of the slowest racers, so thank you very much, Philness. Oh, that is a great point. Crispy might just be one of those dudes that is good on a clean track, but not good on a tight track like we just did. Very cool. Yeah, it could all be very accidental. Could be trying to be clean, but just struggling. Ooh. Not the fastest way around that corner, but not the slowest. It was half decent, very slow through there. Just trying to stay from completely losing control here. Got to focus what's ahead of us, drive in the present, and not just focus on the past, because focusing on what's behind us or the past will cause you a crash out in the real world and in sim racing. There we go. We have a small chance to hold on. Now, I feel bad for the back of the pack because up until now, the first 2-3 corners, I was on the brink of being out of control, so not in the right spot and not at the right speed. So I slowed down the whole pack there. And I ate the wall. Did that all wrong. I'm going to stay a little off track here. Oh, good. Ghosting. Glad I didn't cause trouble for the whole pack there. And this should be exciting. Now we're right in the pack. Oh, thank you for the boost from the Viper. Gruntle giving us a big helping hand. There's our teammate giving us a little shake and bake action. Thank you, Gruntle, for the help. Oh, someone wants to take us. We collided with another car. Not sure my fault, their fault. If it was my fault, very sorry. That was definitely my blind spots. I don't know if I drove into them or they drove into us. I would only know seeing a replay and looking to see if I turned into them, not knowing they were there. Have to keep an eye on that radar. Gonna let them by because they've got speed on me. They took the inside, I took the outside, so I'll probably, taking the better line, I'll probably pass them on the straightaway. No, not quite. Not a full pass. They're gonna take the inside again. That's wise and smart. They're gonna defend that apex. Leave room for people to get back on track. Oh, beautiful driving by the car beside us. I left room for Tate. He left room for me. That way we had no collisions. True sportsmanship applied there. Driving like there are real-world cars. And I left room for Tate. I knew he had a good line there. And I knew he'd be coming back fast. He should be at defense. And I've cooked the turn. I've completely cooked that turn. And still holding with the pack, surprisingly, though. Back from the dead. I will call that, I zombied that turn, and there I should be full throttle through there, not braking. Lacking a bit of experience, I guess, with Deep Forest. Or a little lacking some muscle memory. Foot hit the floor, and foot hit the brake pedal, and that was the wrong timing. A little late braking there through the turn, so couldn't be too hard on the pedal, otherwise we would have spun out. Oh, there's contact. They're going to be slowing each other down. Crispy and Tate making contact. Tate, being an A or A+ driver, is going to fly on this track. Gonna try to avoid Crispy here. Oh, we just got a big mushroom boost there. That glitchiness of the driving of his internet connection had me lay on the brakes. I wanted to avoid that contact, but that is highly distracting. You don't want to follow that glitch line. He's all over the place. Ooh, you can see I got the turn all wrong there as the car's ahead. Pull ahead. Last lap in 7th. So in online racing, if you're in 7th, you're A-okay. Your driver rating isn't going down. You're still progressing in the league. See what we can do on the last turn. Will there be a collision? Oh, sorry, a little bump to the Japanese driver. Very slight paint trading. You can see slight paint trading had no effect on his driving. It didn't hurt him at all. And we're going to finish in 6th because Crispy has picked himself up a half-second penalty here. And we were definitely maybe a quarter second off. So there we go, picked up a 6th. Another example of clean driving paying off. Crispy, not surprised he got a 0.5 second penalty for probably a little bit of murky water driving. If you throw mud, the water is going to end up murky and you're going to pick up a time penalty. And I think lobbies should always have time penalties. Not necessarily for off track, but 100% not for hitting wall. Because if you hit the wall, you're already in all sorts of trouble. But definitely time penalties for hitting other cars. There we go, folks. Yes! We finished in 6th. We did a thing. Because look at this. A drivers, B drivers, B, C, C, A, B. And Philness, thank you very much for starting us off. Being one of the slower racers, really appreciate it that you gave us a chance and started us off that time near the top of the pack. And there we can see Tate being an A driver. And fantastic, finishing in third. He's an A driver, and I'm pretty sure he did that very cleanly. So good job to Tate. If we stay on this track, maybe get one last one. Crispy here saying, if you have $173,000, what car can you get? I'd say try to find yourself a low mileage. I personally, with that kind of money, would get a low mileage Porsche 911, an S, Carrera S, maybe like a 2020. Try to pick one up for, I don't know if that's 173 Canadian or 173,000 US, but I'd look at a 911 or save some money, pick up a Shelby GT350 as we did. Prices on those are going to explode. You got the Mercedes, a used Mercedes-Benz AMG GT. Yeah, AMG. Or a Mercedes AMG GT or a Nissan GTR would be great options. I like having the back seat, so I like having the Shelby. I like the idea of a Nissan GTR because it's unbelievably fast. But if maybe fast and track performance isn't your main concern and you want style, go with the 911 or go with a Shelby GT350. Or if you like the style, the Mercedes AMG. Go Cry, you noob says I'm lagging. Yeah, we definitely saw that. Definitely saw that. Ronan, I'd love a 911 Cup. All 911s on one track. I think that'd be very, very cool. And Philness saying we're going to be starting. So second time we're going to race this. I said it was the last race last time, but I don't hear any action upstairs. So I think I'm good for one last little race before the family, the daughter, notices that I'm gone. If she's still sleeping, I'm still good. Crispy saying, I don't need mirrors if you cut me off. Crispy, I'm sorry, but we've seen your driving. You're hitting people on straightaways. I'd say Jay Rizzo is a clean racer. I'm gonna vote Jay Rizzo there to put in my 2 cents on that little argument going off on the side. And I guess while they started up, we got a little practice in. We need it. Look at that beautiful car. Design brought to us by Aussie Pug, our mate down in Australia. And we have just enough time to, from the sounds of it, eat a wall. Also, what could you get for $173,000? You could get a used Ferrari, but then you need a whole lot of money for maintenance and repairs, and you can't enjoy it the way you're going to be able to enjoy the excellent engineering and reliability of a Porsche 911 or a Shelby GT350. And the 911, its values should hold or only go down a little. Well, a little. If you get let's say $150,000 Porsche 911, you're probably going to end up being worth 80 over time in the next 10 years. So I'd say you want something that's not going to cost you money over time, absolutely go for a GT350 or get a GT500. The values on those are not going down at all. They're still selling for more than the window sticker was when they were new. And Philness, thank you so much for putting Mr. Captain Slow. I'm Captain Slow, or Lieutenant Slow, we'll say, since I was a second lieutenant, or lieutenant, depending what part of the world you're from. The second lieutenant in the Canadian Forces for a very short bit until I injured my back, permanently injured my back. Otherwise, I would have returned. So, Lieutenant Slow up the front here, Philness. Thank you, Philness GT, for putting us in the front to give us a chance, being probably the slowest racer, or one of the slowest racers in the lineup. Addiction to Ray's. Yeah, Ray's wheels are amazing. Way too expensive, but amazing. Is that time penalty now? No, it'll be next lap. Beautiful Ferrari Italia. Get a Ferrari Italia with the money, actually. Prices on those are just going to go up. It's a classic. It's going to be a mega classic. Ooh. Just holding on from the hit. Oh no, McGappin going real hard on Crispy there. McGappin, I think, has bad blood from the last few races, the feeling I'm getting from it, because we were racing around McGappin and he was super clean with us earlier today, if I'm not mistaken. There we go, for the 911 only, down in the first. Power through the turn. There, we nailed this time. This is a technical section, very technical. You really have to know when to brake at the right spot, otherwise you crash out. But it is a dangerous, dirty section. Tate, I'm surprised. A+ driver needing to push like that. Very, very surprising. Maybe I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, Gruntle, our good buddy, our good friend Gruntle here. Love racing with Gruntle. I'm really lucky. Anytime Gruntle's behind me, he just works to push me forward. He gives me the mushroom boost. Yeah, shake and bakes for me every time. Oh my goodness, come on. The Japanese driver pulling a full dirty and Crispy just working to push us off. I can understand why someone dived on Crispy, but you got to keep it clean. Attacking back is still dirty racing and will not get you ahead. Got to race the track, not the drivers, as Doofus reminds us. Little paint traded, and you see when the contacts are, you know, light contacts. I wouldn't call them dirty because that didn't affect Crispy's driving at all. He's able to not just survive, he just didn't do much of anything to the car other than a quick little bit of noise. And that's how racing should be. The occasional contact. Yeah, rubbing is racing. And can you really have racing without a little bit of rubbing? Should be paint trading, not engine swap. Hit so hard the engine pops out. But Filmus GT, again, thank you for giving us a chance here and putting this Lieutenant Slow up in first at the top of the race. Because you know I'm not going to hit and attack every car that tries to pass me. I'll even move out of the way if someone's got a good amount of speed on us. Now if the speed is almost the same, yeah, I'm going to go defend a corner, of course. You can't be racing really if you're not defending, but if someone's got 10 miles per hour, you got to give them the space. They got a huge advantage because you made a major mistake. Yeah, Crispy is no E driver. He must be a backup account, or he just doesn't race online. So he's rated E, but this guy drives like he's got experience, and his hits are not accidental. Ronan expressing some displeasure with him also. And JCCR Rizio expressing some displeasure with him. Oh, power slide loses us sometime. You can see the gap spreading with Crispy. Drifting or sliding through corners is not the way to do it. And that wasn't drifting, so it wasn't a tire spin, it was just a slide across a turn. Oh, and I am disappointed in myself, falling behind Crispy for the end of the race. Lost out to Crispy, but great job to Tate. Very fast A driver there, doing his thing. Probably gave us an accidental hit, but gave us a hit on the pass. But these things happen in addiction to raise. I completely understand that you could be addicted to Ray's Racing wheels. They are gorgeous, fantastic wheels. Folks, that's it for me. Family's about to get out of nap time, so we're going to put the pedal to metal to a sunny pool day. I wish you all more cars and more power. Hope you get to put the pedal to the metal in a car that you love sometime real soon, and truly blessed to have you along for the ride where we're working to learn and grow together, to get faster together. Car talk, track talk, make friends, build community. If that sounds all good to you, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn bell notifications on. And if you haven't already subscribed to Super Doofus as well as Filmus GT YouTube channel, check them out. And good day, everybody. Loved spending time with you all. Good to see you again, and I am heading out. Godspeed, everyone. God bless. Have a great weekend. Focus. It's the weekend. Focus on friends and family. Take care of each other out there, and stay safe, folks. Stay safe and stay free if you can. Take care, everybody. Godspeed.